Let's go. A new me, turn it up a new degree. I'm gonna make it to the top if it's the last thing I see. Work hard every day, work hard, then we play. I'll be doing everything in my own damn way. Ain't nobody tell me shit, I'm on top of it. Writing hits that make other people feel like writing hits. We gon' get every little goal that we wanna get. Never quit, we don't even know what it means to quit. Write it down, what you want, what you need, what you see. Everything that you wanna be. Put it out in the world, that's your destiny. In your mind, what you need is to have belief. I'm gon' make it to the top, cause I never stop. My own switch doesn't have enough. I think it's broken, I think it's lost. I guess that's why I never take a loss. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. Make a deal with yourself that you'll get after it. Find something that you love, call it passionate. Or find some passion in leaving behind adequate. Your journey starts now, time to make it happen then. You could be great, have it your way. Served up like some room service on a nice plate. The high life is only hours a day away from making a change to the life that you chase on. New year, new you, new day. Go prove to yourself you could do anything you wanna do. When you set your mind to something big that you choose, break it down to the root, chip away, gotta move. Push past all your limitations. Right now consider this an invitation. Make your worth go up like inflation. And start chasing your dreams, stop waiting. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 9 of the Gridiron Gazette. I'm joined by my hosts, Philly Halftime and Eagles Uncensored. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks.
I'm doing good, Randy. How you doing, man?
I'm doing absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for asking. Anybody wondering? No further. Again, he just had some family stuff to take care of, but he said he'll definitely try to make it for next week. So, if anybody wondering, there's where your boy Further's at. Before we get started, just wanted to make sure everybody, if you could go and like each channel and the network Hardcore Sports, that'd be great. So head on over to Philly Halftime if you haven't. Head on over to Eagles Uncensored if you haven't already, or Next Shift, myself, and hit that like button. Subscribe on the way in or on the way out if you haven't. It's free. It just helps us build our community so we can become something even bigger and better in the future. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, Joseph? Miss Halftime? Little Spongy?
Little Spongy's in the building.
Little Spongy.
What's going on, Coach Ed? Namaste, my friend. That's right.
What's up, Coach?
What is going on, Joseph? He says, I liked on all three on 2 different phones. Damn, that's gangster.
That's dedication, bro. That's dedication. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And
Thank
Little
you,
Spongy coming in the house. What's going on, Little Sponge? Thanks for popping in, bro. He's all over the place.
Never gonna grow up, Spongy. I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
More like the baby gap.
Yeah.
So the first thing we have on topic today is San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys have come to an agreement to send Trey Lance to the Cowboys for a 2024 rounder. Gentlemen, thoughts? Further. Halftime.
Well, we were talking about this, Randy, and we named the Dallas Cowboys one of the teams that he might go to.
Oh, God. It's
I
right in
think
front of
you
his
said
face.
so he might go to the Dallas Cowboys. But this tells me they do not trust Dak. They don't trust Dak Prescott. That's what this is telling me. You make a move like this, I don't think you trust Dak Prescott to get that weapon. But can he stop playing video games and actually grow up and want to play football?
Absolutely, halftime. You're right. Absolutely. Yep. When it and it makes you wonder too, right? Like what we have right here on the front of the screen. Don't want to sorry, it's blocking you halftime. It's just where they
good.
were. It was done by a fellow that's part of the network, the mock draft guy. This is the trickle down effect of the 49ers trading up to get Trey Lance in that draft. It says the picks given up had a hand in, excuse me, Miami taking Jalen Waddle, Philly being able to draft Devontae Smith, Dallas taking Micah Parsons, then the Tyreek Hill trade to Miami, and then the Bradley Chubb trade from Denver to Miami, and then being able to get Sean Payton. All those moves they made to get him facilitated all that stuff right there. What do you have to say, AK?
Listen, man, when I look at this list of players right here, okay, you're talking about generational players first and foremost. All right, you're talking about 3 upper echelon talents in the NFL right now that could have possibly been on the 49ers if they wouldn't have given up all of their draft capital to move up and get Trey Lance, who they never fucking used. Okay? You take a guy with the 3rd overall pick in the fucking draft, and 4 years later, you've never used him. That is, I don't, either this kid truly fucking sucks, and he cannot play football worth a damn, or Kyle Shanahan's totally capping right now and is on God mode and believes his system literally can rejuvenate any fucking quarterback in the NFL. Because I don't understand this. I don't understand why they did it. And then frankly, I don't even care because they're not my fucking team. But this right here is warranted enough for Kyle Shanahan to get fired, in my opinion. You do not give up all this shit and have all these players taken on other teams and then trade your 3rd overall pick away? Are you fucking serious? I can't do that. I don't care how you spin this. This is bad. That's all I got to say. And it's not bad because he went to Dallas. It's bad for the 49ers because you gave up everything for this kid. And what the fuck? You got a 4th round pick back for him? He was the 3rd overall pick, dog. The 3rd overall pick. I can't excuse this one, man.
Babe, you're yelling.
Yeah, no, the fact that I read somewhere where I guess the fact that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan still have jobs is because of the Brock Purdy. The fact that the Brock Purdy experiment worked last year. That's last year, though. I don't know how much that's going to work this year. And then your backup is Sam Darnold, a guy that's been already bounced on 2 other teams, is now on his 3rd team already.
Sam Darnold's going to be the starter.
This doesn't look.
Going to be the starter.
This doesn't look.
They already announced it. He's going to be Sam Darnold's the starter.
No, they announced Sam Darnold's the backup.
No, they announced he was the starter.
Hey, Coach, you're right, bro. That is also an indictment on Lynch. You're correct.
That's what I said.
But
yeah.
Kyle Shanahan also had a play in that as well.
Right.
Like, if you're moving up to get Trey Lance at number 3 and you gave up all those picks, I hope to God Lynch went to Kyle and said, hey, if I move up and I get you this guy and you go and you look at him and you say he's your quarterback of the future and I get him, can you make him work? I hope to God he fucking did that, because if he didn't, then you're right. I'm not firing Kyle Shanahan. I'm firing Lynch and only Lynch. But if they both had a hand in this and then they both did what they just did, they're both already out in my book. I don't know how y'all feel about it.
Lynch? Didn't you already get rid of Lynch?
No, he's still their GM.
No, you're thinking of Denver. They got rid of what's his face last year.
That's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact of them giving up those 3 first-round picks, they missed out on a Jalen Waddle. They missed out on a potential Devontae Smith, a Micah Parsons. It's like, and then because they made that move, the teams were able to facilitate the trades of the Tyreek Hill and the Bradley Chubb, and then also someone being able to get a potential game-changing head coach in Sean Payton. So it all looks horrible. It just all looks bad. It doesn't really read well for anybody at all. If anything, Dallas, it's a win-win, because like the trade earlier this week when Isaiah Simmons went from the Arizona to New York, they didn't give up much. Same with Dallas. If he doesn't work out, the compensatory pick is just going to be as good, if not better. So it's like as if you're just basically renting somebody and getting something in return. So it's a win-win for Dallas in the end. So
can you answer me a question real quick, Randy? Because you got the handy-dandy laptop and the Google fingers. Can you please tell me who was picked quarterback-wise after Trey Lance that year in that draft? Because I totally forget all the quarterbacks who were in that draft.
I know Trey Lance wasn't even supposed to be in the first round. He was supposed to go at second or third round. And everybody was shocked when San Fran moved up with spots to get
Justin Fields, Mac Jones.
Yeah, they could have had Justin Fields.
That was in the first round.
Well, everybody thought that he was the San Fran was going for Mac Jones.
Yeah. Well, still, they okay. So that was actually a pretty weak year for quarterbacks then.
Right.
But still, they could have had Justin fucking Fields. Holy shit! You know what I mean?
Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson were taking 1-2. Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, and then what's his nuts? Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence was in that group.
He was number 1.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, man. All that shit's just unexcusable for me. I mean, I can tell you right now, bro, if that's me being the GM, my ass is already fired. Like, that's just my luck, though. You know, like.
You're right, but right now Shanahan should be on. Like, all right, we might have to let you go because you gave up so many picks for him, and then you're cutting ties. And you got nothing for him. A 4th round pick.
I'm telling you this right now, bro. If the 49ers come out and they start 0-5, Kyle Shanahan's fired. Like you have to realize, one, for them to make this move, Kyle Shanahan had to sign off on Brock Purdy being his quarterback to start. Okay, he had to sign off on that. All right. So instantly, he's already sitting there saying that Brock Purdy is better than Trey Lance, and that's the quarterback he wants to move forward with. Okay. So they go and they trade and get a 4th round pick for Trey Lance. If this does not work out, he's fucking done. He is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I think his job.
I agree.
I totally agree with you. I think his job at stake. But like. My thing was, when I looked at it, you also look at it as how come Dallas don't trust Dak? You know what I mean? You're saying he's your backup, but what you're really saying is you don't trust Dak to get you over that hump.
Can I give you another thing to look at?
Yeah.
I don't think it's the fact that they trust him or don't trust him. I think it's the fact that they don't know if he's going to stay healthy or not. So they're not comfortable with who their backup is. So they're like, well, it can't be any worse than getting Trey Lance. So if something happens to Dak, at least we have somebody. And secondly, no one knows what the fuck Trey Lance looks like. No one. Like, yeah, you've seen him in preseason, but that's it. He hasn't played that many damn games, dude. The kid's raw. Like,
didn't he only play 4 games?
It was
His
very
career
little, bro.
Yeah, it's 5. It says it's 5. He started 6,
Oh,
but he's
okay.
played 5. Yeah. What's up, Jeffrey? How's it going on, bud? Your Rams.
Good, Jeff.
Good luck, Mike. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, dude. Because if you trade Aaron Donald, your season's over.
But see though, that could also be the chip that could also restart their franchise if they can draft right too, though, right?
100%.
3 good picks could turn
100%.
into something if that's what they end up getting from. I'm not saying that's what they're getting, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying aim high and whatever else, right? But
Well,
going
yeah,
on,
we
Bruce
talked about
Harper?
that last week, man. I mean, if you look at that entire Rams team, the only one on that team that holds value is Aaron Donald. That is it. Like, if you're looking for 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks, that's the only guy you got to trade. So,
Yes. Yeah, good
So,
luck.
AK,
right?
let me ask you, and Randy, I got a question for you. Do you see the 49ers just tanking this year and trying to get the overall first-round pick and having a better quarterback?
no, that's Arizona. Arizona is tanking, bro. Like, dude, you gave Isaiah Simmons away for a fucking 7th. You're trying to tank. You know what I mean?
I can't believe they gave up they gave him up a 7th. What the hell?
We'll get to that. I'm pretty sure that's on here. So, yeah, no, we're gonna definitely talk about that one because that was that. Listen. First off, now we'll talk about it when we get to it. Sorry, Randy.
Yeah, that's all right.
No,
I'm
I'm trying to look and see. Do they even have their first round pick this year?
Who?
The Niners.
They do, right?
I don't know. I wasn't able to look to find something quick enough. But
I don't know. That's a good question. They might not. I have no idea.
yeah, exactly. It's with all the moves they made and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
But,
they made a lot of moves.
but go ahead, ask your question if you.
No. They lose it because of Christian McCaffrey, right?
Right, maybe that's it. Yeah, because I thought they.
Yeah, they
I thought they
traded it
did like
Christian,
a first
right?
and like a 4th and like a 3rd or
they
something like
gave
that.
Did they give
Yeah.
up 2 first-round picks for him?
I don't think it was 2. I think it was a boat of picks. It was like a 1 and like a 3 and like a 4 and a 5 or something like that. Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
I could be ridiculed after this, but
No, hey, listen, I'm on the same page with you, bro. I think they gave up their first this year for him too, but I might be wrong as well.
I might be wrong as well. Yeah, exactly. No, click. Next question here goes for both y'all. Colts have granted Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade within a week, or else they will trade him to wherever they want to send him. Where do you think he should go, if at all?
Miami. I think he's going to go to Miami. But, if you wanted I call it a dark horse, and it'd be a scary thing, it would be the Bears.
Yeah.
If he went to the Bears, Justin Fields would. I think that would help him a lot. Because then you have, what's the wide receiver's name?
Moore.
Yeah, Moore.
Your boy.
My favorite wide receiver, and I can't remember his name. Yeah, I'm good at this. So, yeah, they got DJ Moore, and then you put friggin', him in that group.
Yeah.
That team would be pretty awesome. But I think he's going to go to Miami. Even though they turned down Miami's offer, they might have just was trying to give him a weak offer. And
you aim low, right? You're not, I'm giving you this for that, and they're like, no, we're stern. We want this for that. So, and for everybody, for context, they said that they want a first or a boatload of seconds and thirds.
Right. Something that equals a first.
Yes. What do you think?
And no, people, he's not coming to the Eagles. Everybody wants him as an Eagle. It's not going to happen.
If you want him as an Eagle, then you better ship Gainwell and Penny to fucking Indianapolis. Or at least Gainwell in a second.
You would have. I think you would have. I think you have to give up Gainwell, Penny, and a second.
That's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But other than that, you don't need him.
Joseph
I
thinks he
mean,
might go to the Vikings, and Coach thinks he might end up in Dallas.
yeah. So I mean, listen, if we're getting him, we're giving up a halfback to get him. That's just the bottom line. So I don't see that happening. But if it does, hey, so be it. But you know, um,
Hold
in all
on. I will say this: if Howie Roseman actually pulled that off, this means that we're all in for Super Bowl. Like there's no way around it. You're Super Bowl or bust. If Howie Roseman would get him.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I do. I mean, I think we're there already anyway. But
But so do I. But I think we're there too. But
yeah,
like if we went and made that big of a move, because you got to think we got to sign him to a contract, and he's going to want like $10 million a year. It ain't like you're going to get him. It ain't like you're going to get him for the 1 year. You're not.
yeah,
That ain't
actually, you know, actually they could. Actually, they could. You could actually trade him. You could take Gainwell and Penny in a second, trade for him, use him this year, and then don't re-sign him and get a complimentary pick for him next year, which might be a.
I don't think.
It
I
could
think
be,
he'll sit
but
out.
huh?
I think he would just sit out. I think he would just.
No, he
sit out and
wouldn't.
let go.
No. Listen. First off, he would sit out if he was in Indy, but he ain't going to sit out on our team. He's going to sit out to miss out on a Super Bowl? No.
He might give in and say, "Yo, I'll play for a contract."
Yeah. But listen, here's the thing. He comes over here, and obviously Howie's done this many times. I mean, look at C.J. Johnson last year. He got C.J. Johnson a week before the season started. Couldn't come up with a long-term deal for him, so he let him walk, and now we get a complimentary pick for him next year. He could do the same fucking thing with JT if he truly wanted to. And you could tag him. Coach is right. You could even tag him if you want.
Yeah,
Dude, I see the possibilities, but the odds are very slim.
Yeah.
Now, on to this one. First off, Irsay is a fucking snake. All right? And he knew what he was doing the moment he did this. First off, you're in the last week before regular season starts. Okay? Everyone has their teams filled. Everyone knows who their halfbacks are. And pretty much all the cap space is used up on all 32 teams. Now, Irsay knows that. So he knows first and foremost it's going to be hard for Taylor to get the fuck out of Indy right now in this week. Because no one has the room nor the money for him. Certain teams do. A lot of other teams who would want him don't. Like Kansas City could use him, and that would set them up perfectly. But guess what? They don't have the money for him. You know? So Irsay, he was very, very sneaky but smart when he did this. Because he knew Jonathan Taylor was not going to find a trade within a week. Because no one was going to be able to do it. And he knew within that week, as the moment that week was up, he could do whatever the fuck he wanted. In all honesty, bro, I think JT is just going to end up having to bite the bullet and either sit out or stay in Indy one more year. He's not going to find a trade partner within a week. It's not possible, bro.
Right. I think I do think the coach went up to the owner of the Colts and said, "Yo, dude, back the fuck off! Like,
Spiking.
you got me here, and you're going to take a guy that is running 1,200 yards, and you're just going to toss him and get rid of him? Just sit back and shut up for 5 minutes and let me run my team so I can make something happen here. I got a rookie quarterback. He needs some kind of help.
Yeah.
I got a guy that can run 1,200 yards, but he catches the ball out of the backfield good. Dude, leave my team alone. Leave me alone for a minute. Let me work out my stuff. I know you want to run your mouth and all, but sit there and shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like the coach is probably losing his mind like right now. Like, why are you getting rid of my guys? Like, it's supposed to be my team. Let me pick my team and build around them.
Yeah. No, you're right. Halftime. Yeah, there's there's a new head coach, like you said, brand new quarterback, fresh quarterback, barely any reps in college. He needs an experienced running back who can also just fresh off of a year removed from putting up almost 2,000 rush yards. He was 1,800, so it's like you definitely know the guy. The guy can do it. He had just had injuries that hampered him last year, but still put up decent numbers. What's up, Raphael? What's up, Almighty?
What's good, Almighty? Listen, you didn't like Daniel Jones in the beginning of the year. You said he was freaking trash. Now get off his ass. Don't be Ryan Johnson.
First off, Daniel Jones is dog shit. He's not. And secondly, when you only have 5 wins this year, bro, don't come crying to me. Okay?
Whoa.
Okay, pumpkin?
And all you Eagle fans are saying, "Oh, we could use Jonathan Taylor." We got 5 very good backs that we have on our roster that they're going to have difficulty trying to put one on the practice squad so we don't lose one. But if there's any player I want from the Colts, it's Shaq Leonard, the linebacker. I fucking love that guy. I would fly out personally and kiss Howie because I would be like, man, you the fucking OG. Go and get somebody who's a pass coverage and a dog on run and run. Just Howie.
If you're gonna go get somebody, and you're gonna go give up a first round pick, or you're gonna give somebody go get them, go to Kansas City right now, and knock on their door and say, "Yo, your defensive tackle that you don't want to pay all that money for. All right, what do you want for him? We'll take him off your hands. We'll give him the money." Dude, yeah, dude, like you give me Jones, I'll be stacked at defensive freaking. My defensive line is gonna be stacked. Like,
dude, first off, I don't know why the fuck. Dude, we got DeAndre Swift. What?
Sorry, I'm assuming Coach says 13-4 and 4-2 in the division. I'm assuming that's his record prediction for the
yeah, that's what he said.
Y'all are about to get your fucking hearts broken, and I'm so sorry for y'all. But when it happens, man, New York is gonna be burnt down this year because these dudes are expecting so much out of this fucking team, bro, and it's gonna be a sad sight in hell for them. But hey, it is what it is.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. You were saying about the running backs.
Oh, I was saying, bro, we got Swift, dude. Like, I understand you guys want all these guys. I mean, hell, I'd want them too, but we can't have everyone. Like, I'm actually very satisfied with our halfback room, man. You know?
Yeah, same here.
I mean, you can't trade Swift. You got to keep him because you just traded for him. You can't make a double trade.
Almighty, I'm not
sleeping
right. on you. Definitely not sleeping on you. If you were actually good, that's sleeping on you. Let's not forget. Let's not forget, Almighty. You were 9-7, and you were only in the playoffs last year because the entire NFC was dog shit last year. Everyone was fucking shit. 9-7 on a normal fucking year, you're not making the playoffs. 9-7, dog, on the NFC. Yeah, so let's not get out of whack. Now let's not get out of hand here. I mean, let's be honest. There was only 3 teams in the NFC East or NFC last year that fucking were worth anything at all. You know, and that's Dallas, Eagles, and 49ers. You guys got in because just everyone else was complete fucking dog shit. No lie. Let's not keep pushing the ball a little further each time. Like, if you're gonna be real, be fucking real, dog.
So, in a recent interview, a reporter asked Tomlin, "Why do you keep playing your starters at the beginning of every preseason?" And his answer was, "Do boxers just go into boxing matches without sparring? No." He's like, "My guys need to be game ready. Well, game ready." So, with that being said, how do you guys feel about that? Do you guys think that there are certain teams out there that should implicate this philosophy, or do you think what's working or if it's not broke, don't fix it?
I always like to see the
Go ahead, Happy.
offense. I like to see the offense and the defense at least play a quarter.
Okay.
But I mean, because they had too much rest. And I get you got practice, and I get you got little scrimmages, but the scrimmages are scripted. You know what I mean? They're like, all right, it's going to be first and goal or fourth and goal. We're going to try to do this, and they tell you what they're going to. They tell the defense what they're going to do, so that defense already knows what they're going to do. It's scripted. So in a real game that nobody knows what's going to happen, you know, you like to get the cobwebs knocked down. So Thomason, to me, is right. He likes getting all his ducks in a row. And that's why the guy don't have a losing season yet. What is he, 16? He's like 16-0, right? He never lost a season yet, right?
No, he has never had a losing season.
So what's it, like 16, right? So
He's been in for, I thought it was 14, but 16 works. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Like, the dude knows what he's doing. He gets all his ducks in a row. He puts his guys in the right position. Now, if you could sit there and say somebody got hurt, but none of these guys got hurt.
17 years.
17 fucking years. And I got shit for, never mind. Anyway.
You watching further?
Nah, man. Listen, to a point, I agree with this. Okay? To a point. Because what the fuck did we just do last year? We went to the fucking Super Bowl. None of our starters played an entire preseason game last year. Not one.
That's what I was getting at.
Not even a snap. Okay? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on your coach and the philosophy and how you coach. Okay? Mike Tomlin believes in old school football like we believe.
Right.
You know, back when Barry Sanders and, you know, Troy Aikman and all these guys, dude, they played their preseason games. They didn't fucking sit. They played them. You know?
Played them. They just didn't sit. They never played the last one.
Yeah, and they didn't even play the full preseason game in general, but they played till halftime at least. You know, like they got them just back into the groove of things. I do believe that is a thing, but you know what? Nick has also proved to me you don't fucking need the shit either.
And the guy with the Rams does it too.
Yeah, but there's other teams than just us who won't play their starters. I mean, hell, the Browns didn't play any of their starters. The Browns didn't. Fucking, I'm trying to think. Atlanta didn't play many of their starters at all.
No,
you know, like there's a lot of
played that rookie running back a lot.
Yeah, well, he's a rookie. I expect that. You know, rookies should play, get their feet wet. You know.
I just don't. I don't like to see like the running backs. I don't want to see them hurt. Like I don't want to see them already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, listen. I feel you. If I'm Atlanta, bro, I wouldn't have even put Robinson in for one fucking play. I would have made that boy sit till week 1 because you know how dynamic he already is. Right. And secondly, it's not hard for really, really good halfbacks to be dynamic in their rookie year. It is a lot easier for halfbacks that are rookies to make an impact on a first-year team than it is a wide receiver or a quarterback. Yeah. You know? So I'm just saying, man, Robinson's going to be a fucking beast. Traylon Burks is going to be a beast in his second season there. And then Kyle Pitts is going in his third, bro. Kyle Pitts is going to have a breakout fucking year already from what he's already done. Like, this kid's just hitting his prime in his third year. Yeah, I know. Like, this kid is going to be phenomenal. So there's a lot of young players on that team, man. And, you know, so there is people that need to play. But that's not the case for everyone. I mean, hell, how many times did you see Tom Brady in a preseason game? Never. Like,
I mean,
it's
you can look at the Colts for an example. They just lost their guard, right? I think he's out for the year. I haven't heard nothing on him. Remember that last night, Randy, where the guy?
Yeah, no.
I think he broke his leg, right?
Spongy, you're right, dude. I knew after I said Burks, I knew he played for the Titans. I just wish none of y'all caught that shit, but you did, sir. So shout out to you. I meant to say their wide receiver, the number 5, the one they just got last year. No, Pickens is Steelers. It's why can't I think of his name? Spongy, help me here, man. You were the one that pointed this out. So, shit. It's not Burks. It's the other guy. Atlanta, number 5. Their wide receiver. They just drafted
Drake London. That's Drake London.
Drake London. Thank you. I can't believe I forgot that. Yes. Drake London is going to have a great second year, bro. So that whole team
saved me in some fantasy last year a couple times.
Well, I'm telling you, Atlanta's winning that division this year. Mark my
got that tight end too.
Atlanta is winning that division. Yeah. So look out.
But for me to answer this question, I was gonna say, if nobody else mentioned it, but you mentioned it, AK, it was a prime example for us. Was look what Nick Sirianni did with the Eagles last year. None of the big contributors played any preseason because he didn't want them to get nicked up. What happened last year? We were at one of the top 5, if not top 3 teams that didn't have as many injuries as other teams did when it came to key positions on key spots of the team. So obviously, like you said, obviously something's working there, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it when it comes to that for me. For Tomlin, obviously that's what's working for him. So he likes it. He likes his guys to be ready. Kenny Pickett's going to be the MVP this year. So I guess NFL look out. But no, I personally, as a fan, would like to see the guys a bit more. But the coaches have a plan, and that plan we don't know. And if that plan worked last year, I can't knock on them because I can't say it won't work this year. So I just got to wait and see. So for me, it is what it is. But there are players that I got to see this year that I was excited to see. And then there were some that I was like, I need to see a little bit more. But I get why you're being protective. But in the end, I saw what I saw. We definitely need a backup quarterback. I'll say that as much. I'm really excited about Sidney Brown. So, but yeah.
We need a punter.
And a punter.
We need a punter. We need punt returners. I hate punt returners.
Since you made that comment about Pickett, I'll make this comment. Kenny Pickens will be the number 1 wide receiver at the end of the year this year, out of all receivers. I like
George Pickens?
Or George Pickens. Yes, I love George Pickens, dude. That kid is going to be amazing, dude. You're going to hear Pickett the Pickens a lot.
Yeah, you're
and I'm telling you, bro, Pickens is going to be that dude. He's amazing, bro. Did you see that one-handed grab he made on the corner last week?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
my God. Wow.
He
says he practices one-handed catches. I'm like, God damn.
He looked like OBJ making that catch. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Dude,
but it was how he supported his body, though. It's how he, turned and, shit. It was weird.
Bro, did you see DK's fucking one-hander 3 days ago? That he made? The one where he jumped fucking 8 feet in the air, I swear to God. He just floated.
I didn't get to see it, but I heard about it.
Oh, dude, it was gorgeous.
About it. Dude, they had wings on them. I'm like,
I'm not even playing, bro. No lie. Remember whenever Michael Jordan, the logo on his shoe, whenever he was in the dunk contest and he jumped from half court and it just looked like he floated? That's what DK looked like going up for that one-hander 3 days ago, bro. It looked like he just paused in the air. Just fucking paused.
It was CG imposed, and it almost seemed like it was fake, but it was so real. And I seen it, AK. I was like, wait, what? I it rewound it. I was like,
yeah, dude, that was nasty, bro. It even caught my wife's attention. She came over. She was like, did you see that DK catch? I was like, no, because she's a Steeler fan, so she don't really care about Seattle. And she's like, did you see that? She's like, even I'm impressed. And I saw it. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, God damn.
You see that OBJ catch? Couple what was it? Last week, yeah, or no, like last Sunday.
No, I
Yeah,
did
No,
not.
I didn't.
he had that one-handed catch, dude. Like, and when he brought it down, he was right in the end zone. He's just like leaning out and he tiptoed and freaking, he made it right in there. It was like, and then he went out of bounds, but he got the touchdown, but he just like got his toes right in. I was like, oh my god, like he was totally stretched out. And I was like, damn, that dude still got it.
Did you guys see the NFL release their quote unquote script for this year? And DK was a part of it, and they're sitting around a round table, and they're like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
"We
yeah.
need a special catch." He's like, "Can I use my abs?"
Hey, kind of
Hey,
weird.
I saw the funniest quote on that. Somebody put up on Twitter. They're like, "So what? No Eagle players are involved?"
It was funny though. It
Yeah.
said part 1, so I'm assuming there might be like a part 2, part 3, part 4. So maybe the Eagles will be involved in those parts. That'll be cool.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. You guys know that Doug Nick story I told you. It hits me every fucking day, and it's not even because I came up with it, bro. It's just because I told you, man. I the stars aligned, and literally everything just falls into place and makes sense why it would happen. And that's the thing I was going to tell you earlier because I never actually got to go on that Jonathan Taylor trade and where he might go. How would you like to see Jonathan Taylor in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley? That would be the icing on the cake for that team to make a Super Bowl push for the AFC.
Well, they will. I think they already win the division, but that actually puts them over. Like they're going to win the division.
Well, and the only reason why I say that is because JT would give them that extra push to get them over Kansas City and them. Yeah, because I mean, Trevor Lawrence.
They don't have the money, do they?
I have
They don't
no
have the
idea.
money.
But trust me, if they need to make the room, they'll make it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's going there, but that would be a nasty place for him to go.
Good one, now.
Could not agree anymore. On to our next topic, fellas. It says here: should the NFL expand their roster size to allow teams to be able to hold on to more talent versus losing it on the practice squad or injury? If so, by how much? One guy per position, or like a 5 to 10 extra guys total? Thoughts?
But how? All right. My question to you is: I got a question. Again, you go first. But I just have one question. When you say it, is that the roster that's going to be allowed to be on the field, or is that the 53-man roster?
That's what it wouldn't be the 53 man anymore. It wouldn't be the 53. It would be whatever they raise the roster to. Let's say 65 or let's say 62 or something like that.
But what I'm saying is when there's game day, there's not 53 men on the roster. You're not allowed to have 53 men on the. There's not 53 men there. I think it's 48 or 47.
It's 46. I think.
You're not having the 53. So are we making that all allowed to be on at the field, or is it you're just got like 67 instead of a 53-man roster, but you're not allowed to have any more people on the field?
I think that's where they're working out the so quote unquote kinks of this potential movement because of that scenario, because it's 46 that you bring to the field halftime. It's 46 out of the 53. So you end up leaving what's that, 4 plus that's 7 players at home. So or at least not on the side of the field or whatever. So I don't know if they're in the back or if they're up in the press box.
They're not allowed. They're home. You're not allowed to bring them.
They're home. Okay. So I don't know, but right now they're throwing around the idea of like potentially raising it. Like I said, it could just be 5. It could go from 53 to 58 or something like that, right? So, but they want teams to be able to hold on to talent a lot longer than having other teams be able to pluck talent from your practice squad, because you're allowed to do that depending on where you are on the waiver wire. and lose guys, so you can have a couple guys left on the roster. So if God forbidding, like you said, you're like so and so's dinged up, or well, I don't think it's good to use them during this stretch week. Let's use so and so instead, or whatever. Boom, you bring out your so-called Swiss Army knife, your hidden gem, and you unleash that on a team that doesn't have any film on them or X, Y, and Z, and you end up getting some games. You sneak a game or two. That's all. That's what I read. It could be kibosh. It could be nothing. But I just kind of want to get people's ideas on where that would sit. Like, would you be okay with extra couple guys on the squad, or you like it how it is, and there's no reason to mess with it?
That ain't good. Go first, because I just asked that one question. I'm like, I don't know where I stand yet.
AK?
Well, man, in all honesty, bro, I don't give a shit as long as I have football on Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays. You know, now, in all honesty, me as a person, I would love them to have more people, you know, because in all honesty, the NFL, they've been going around, you know, the idea of even maybe adding in more games, which I'm okay with. But like these players say, well, then we want more bye weeks and we want more money, especially if you want more from us. You know, we put our bodies on the line a lot longer, less healthier we're going to be, you know, at the end of the year. We need some compensation. 100% with that. You raise the roster. Why I like it is because say you do raise it, all right? Say you take it from 18 weeks and you want it 20 weeks, okay? You add 2 extra weeks onto the 18. Well, now they make a rule that every player on your team can only play for, like, we'll just say 17 weeks out of the regular season. They actually can't play the whole year. There has to be a time period where they sit. Okay? One, when you raise the rosters, like you said, it allows more talent to show on the field. 2, it also makes these coaches have to play chess now. When do I start my actual starting quarterback and when do I sit him? What games can I sit him and afford to sit him, and what games can I not? What games do my wide receivers need to be in, and what games can they afford to sit? You know, you actually have to strategize week to week on how you want to play these guys, because you want to be able to make a final push at the end of the year if you're right on the cusp of getting into the playoffs, right? It makes them strategize more offensively, defensively, gives other people more looks, because when you can't start all your starters for the full 20 weeks, these guys that never get looks because the starters are always in finally get to show some talent, right?
Right.
It just opens up the door talent-wise for more people, and it makes it harder on the coaches to have to figure it. Now, listen, playoff time, anyone can play. We're just talking regular season. You know what I mean? Like, it just brings a little bit more of strategy. Like they do it in baseball, bro. You can't have the same pitcher pitching every night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He gets 5 days off.
Yeah. Like
he gets 5 days off.
Put a little mix into it. You know, it makes these coaches have to use their brains a little more. Like, all right, if you can go 20 weeks straight and go 20-0, you fucking deserve it then. Because you did it with backups and you did it with your starters. You know what I mean? It just makes wins more worth it, at least in my eyes. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but
I personally have my own opinion on the allow of roster expansion or not, but I want to hear what Halftime has to say.
Well, I like now knowing how it should happen, like you explained to me.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it because of the injuries. If your linebacker gets injured and he's out for a game, he's out for the year. And when you go make your cuts, you had a linebacker that you really didn't want to cut.
Yeah.
Now you can just put them on that. You know what I mean? Because there's always, it's like the Eagles have a rough time this year, that they're about to cut somebody that they don't really want to cut. Every team's got a guy that they really don't want to cut, And then if you add 6 or 7, like you just said to me, then yeah, it makes total sense. A safety or a corner, and you can hide players. You're like hiding a player. It's like hiding a player. Like AK said, it's a chess piece.
Yeah.
So you're hiding players and keeping players away from other teams. You know, I don't have to trade this guy. I can just stash him somewhere.
Yeah.
And nobody knows. I got a rookie here. I'm just going to stash him. I might not use him this year, but I'll use him next year. You know? But if somebody gets hurt, I can use him.
That would make teams treat 6th round and 7th round draft picks a lot more as not just throwaways, but as like AK said, chess pieces. So yeah.
Yeah. Like they will like 7th round picks.
Put them in a cupboard and let them develop as you close the doors. Yeah.
Just like Mariota. Mariota was a 7th round pick. Everybody thought he was garbage. All of a sudden, here he is. He's the best left tackle in the game right now.
Oh, Malata, not Mariota.
Sorry.
I was like, Mariota was a 1st round pick. What are you talking about?
I meant Mariota.
Malata.
So he was a 7th round pick. And the Eagles stashed him.
Yeah.
They really did stash him. I think they stashed him for 2 years, right?
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
And then look at him. He's the best left tackle in the.
Well, they did that to let him develop.
Right,
they let him work.
They let him develop. So now, if you're going to give us a bigger lead, then we can develop our guys more. We can develop these kids.
Yeah.
So I like it because you can develop people.
Yes.
Well, and real quick, Randy, before you go, I need to add this in because I feel this is a very major key component to what we're talking about with this right now.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up,
The way we're going at this point in the NFL, when is it going to get to the point we're going to have to cut off the money eventually? And when I say that is because we're getting to a point now where we're about to start spending $500 million on quarterbacks. We're already in the 200s, and it goes up every fucking year because everybody raises all the time.
Yep.
And then once you get there, you're about to be in the $1 billion quarterback range. Like eventually you're not going to be able to build a team because you're going to be paying your quarterback everything. We're also in the era where we're at $100 million for wide receivers and $97 million for corners.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you going to keep a team on the field when you can't afford to keep the players that you have on the field because you can't pay them because you're spending too much goddamn money for just one fucking player? What
You
this
need to
does,
develop more players, right?
what
So you
this
need the depth.
does, when you expand the rosters and you make more games, it shows these players, I don't need to pay you $500 million anymore because I have other people who can do it too. You know, and what I mean by that,
it won't
man,
be everybody. Exactly. It'll be the ones you're like, this guy's one of a kind. Like, there's nobody on a fucking X, Y, and Z team out there that's gotten him one of these. I'm paying this guy to keep him here forever, kind of money. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, and when you have bigger rosters, you can't sit there and pay these guys $500 million. Like, there's just no way in hell you can do it because you can't put whatever they raise it to. You know, if it's 68 guys, you can't put 68 guys on the field because I'm paying you $700 million to be my quarterback. Like, there's got to be a cap somewhere. We have to do something because it is getting to the point now. Like, Pat Mahomes got $500 million. He got $500 million. Okay, he's the only one to ever get that. The only one. But eventually, all these quarterbacks are going to catch that number because it keeps going up and keeps going up. Next year, we'll probably reach 300,000 or 300 million somewhere. Somebody, Joe Burrow, probably will get 300 million. I'm not even.
Say this though, it's because how much they're making off it. If you go to the Super Bowl and if you win the Super Bowl, you're winning I think after the whole year, your team actually makes $6 billion. If you're in second, you make like $3 billion. That's what these teams are making.
Off revenue.
Revenue. all the revenue. Like that's throughout the whole season. Like if your team goes all the way to the Super Bowl, that's what they made all year long. Yo, if you lost,
Yeah, but it also goes by
$3 billion.
Yeah, but it also goes by big market, small market. Like, for instance, the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, we make billions of dollars every year. Even the Dallas Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Rams and the Raiders, we make billions of dollars a year because we are big market franchises. We have fans all across America. Jacksonville, they ain't got that money. Chicago, they ain't got that money.
Cleveland
Now,
don't have that money.
everyone has the same cap, but their revenue is not the same as ours.
Right.
Like, we make billions to where they might make $1 billion. You know, like, so that matters, man. And that's why I love that Howie, like I said earlier, has learned to use his cash over cap. Because when you sit here and you do these contracts, that signing bonus is cash. Those incentives are cash. Your contract is literally just your contract. So if you give someone a major signing bonus, you're actually not dipping into the cap. You're dipping into the cash part.
Yeah, that's why
So
everybody gives up a lot of signing bonuses.
Exactly. And I'm fine with that. And Howie's doing a great job at that. But dude, not many people have that luxury.
That also helps when you have a really rich billionaire too, because if he's not
That's
had
true.
no problem, just here you go, I'm an ATM. You want some money?
Yeah, but Jeffrey Lurie and you know Jerry Jones, they're not afraid to throw out that money. I'm going to just be honest. They're not afraid to throw out the money. And they'll say, all right, as long as
because they have it.
Or you get me into the Super Bowl, I'm good.
Yeah, but that's because they have it. Like I like using Moneyball as the greatest example, man. That movie with Brad Pitt. When he came to him and he was like, dude, he's like, just give me a little bit of money, man. He's like, I don't have any. You have everything that I have. Like that's all I got. That's literally some of these teams, bro. That's all they fucking got. Like there is no more, you know?
It's just like in hockey, aka it's called profit sharing for the small market teams, because there's certain hockey teams like Florida before like they went to the Stanley Cup this year and blah blah blah. But like Florida's a small market team. Columbus is a small market team. They got small market teams all over the place, right? So big market teams that make more, like they have like a set revenue where they have teams meet, and if you meet that and then you go over it, they take that extra that you make and they pump it to the teams that need it, so that they can build their revenue, so it helps them stay competitive, so they can sign free agents to X amount of dollars, so they can bring people to their seats, so they can do this X, Y, and Z. That's why the NHL is turning into what they're turning into, which is certain teams are all of a sudden everybody's starting to become almost competitive because it's allowing everybody to sit in the same pool but also be competitive.
Right.
Well, and look at this into perspective too, man. You look at the value and the revenue that everybody brought in last year. You have the NFL in first with $18 billion, not $32 billion, $18 billion. If there's 32 teams, if 32 teams made $1 billion, you have $32 billion, but they only made 18. The top 5 franchises in the NFL are the ones who pretty much make up that 18. The rest of them just dabble in whatever the billions are left. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, we made 18. The NHL and the NBA last year together made fucking 14. Both of them combined. NHL and NBA. They made $14 billion in revenue to the NFL's 18. And that's 2 of them combined, dude.
Well, because not a lot of and not saying there's not a lot of hockey teams out there, fans out there, but there's really not.
Yeah.
Not like football. Not like football.
Where you guys are is huge.
Yeah. Like where we're at.
It is up here.
Like the Phillies were huge. But like Randy was saying, some hockey teams, actually the Flyers have to give up money, even though the Flyers have been horrible and they're rebuilding the whole team. They got to give up money to some teams that can't afford one player.
Nashville's another one.
When Vegas
first came in.
Vegas first came, the Flyers had to give out, I think it was 6 million, 7 million, and they had to give up a player. They had to give them 6 million cash and a player just to start, and everybody gave up a player just for the Vegas Knights. Like he's making $6 million plus he's getting a player.
Yeah, that was the expansion.
And they got the best player. They got the best player on the guy's damn team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, man,
Yeah.
that's actually crazy that you bring that up, man, because I was watching YouTube the other day and there was a thing on there and it caught my attention. It was like 10 rules in the NFL that no one really knows. And remember back in the day when Marshall had the plane crash and everyone died in it? The NFL and they made a rule that if that would happen in the NFL, where an NFL team was flying to another city and something happened, the plane crashed and they all died, that team would get a new head coach, new owner if they all passed, and then they would get 4 players from every team to complete a team and also have the first pick in the NFL draft the next year. And I was like, okay,
that's kind of cool.
I understand that. That is cool. But you're telling me that if that happened, you could take my quarterback? Fuck.
No,
Fuck.
see, like that's where like halftime didn't mention, AK, like the expansion draft, there's parameters to it. You have to expose a player. You're allowed to like basically block 12 players. So you block your 12 best players. This is in hockey. It could be totally different for football.
Yeah, I don't know about football. I didn't go that far into it. But.
Yeah, but you can basically say like these are the only guys I'm allowing you to pick from. You decide who you want to. And as a GM, if you're smart and there's a contract that you want to get rid of that you're like, shit, I don't think I'll ever get out of this. You throw that guy's ass out there and hope that you dangle him and they take him. And during the expansion draft for the Vegas Golden Knights, that's where people were doing, but they were actually still really good players like Jonathan Marchessault, like Riley Smith, like all those other guys that they ended up getting. And that's why they still were a very good team. So in the NFL, it might be a little different because you'd be like, oh, I'm only going to expose my kicker, punter, and like maybe my backup quarterback and maybe like a safety. Well, they'll look through that and go like, well, we'll just take their punter, and then they'll be like, we'll also take like $6 million in cap space or something.
No, I don't know if they actually have a cap. Like, I don't know if they made a rule that stipulates you can't take anyone's starting franchise quarterback. I don't know if they made a rule like that. I would hope to God they thought that far and did, but. I mean, I get it. You would want the team to
block it, though. As a team, that's where you would just not expose that player.
But see, to a point, though, the NFL is going to stand in because no matter what, you would want that team to be competitive. You're not just going to give them a bunch of practice squad players and let them go out and get their teeth kicked in. You know what I mean?
Oh no, and I'm not saying that would be the case. But what I'm saying is like you would expose players contracts that you would not want. So like expiring contracts or a guy that you got overpaid and you're like, fuck, this guy isn't working out. And as Eagle fans, we know about those players because we've seen them a lot with Chip Kelly. And you just expose those players. And if you want them, of course, take them. But if you don't, you can't force a team to basically be like, we're taking that guy, and I don't care if we want him. Well, we didn't expose him to the expansion draft, so there's no way you can take him. So there would be parameters around it. You might have to expose a good player, but it's part of the agreement of you being an NFL and signing that dotted line and saying you wanted a football team. So it would suck.
I just thought that was a cool thing to know. I never knew that until I watched it. I was like, oh, damn, they actually have something in place for that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, after that happened, there was all high schools in Canada were not allowed to fly over into U.S. to play college or to play high school footballs because the school I went to that year that happened, we were actually supposed to go fly over to the school in the U.S. Ours was picked. I think it was an American Catholic school, and we were supposed to play in against one of them. But after that happened, they banned any flights happening from Canada to the U.S. when it came to college football, just for that reason, just in case, God forbidding, something happened. I was like, Jesus.
Can I ask why Canadian high school football teams were flying to the U.S. to play high school football?
Right?
Don't you guys have high school football teams up there to play against?
Oh yeah. But this was like what the fuck it was called? It was called something. We had this
Was it
like
a special
it was
event
in
or
our
something?
gymnasium. It was like a program to like basically like and I don't want to say this to basically expose you into better competition to like better
Oh,
yourself.
okay,
So it's like
okay,
we weren't
okay.
just always facing our type of players because like you know how big American kids can get versus how
Mhm.
big Canadian kids on the farm can get. Blah blah blah. So they
So
just
it
wanted
was
this.
just to show Canadian guys to bring them into the college, so they can say, "Hey, you come over this way, and I'll give you a college degree." You
And
know,
also gave us exposure down there too while it gave them exposure when they came up, so like people wanted to see, oh, this guy in Calgary, Alberta, playing defensive tackle number 69 was going all over the place, fucking taking quarterbacks. He was offside quite a bit. I apologize, but I was just antsy. But like, man, with the right coaching, blah blah blah. Would you like to come down here to Montana and blah blah? So like, there was that opportunity, but they took it away because of the that flight crashing. So yeah,
I
that
have
was.
a particular set of skills.
I like going after quarterbacks and taking them to the ground. But no, yeah, no, that's cool. That's kind of cool that the
that is
NFL
kind
had
of
that
cool.
or has that.
I like that kind of stuff.
I
No,
wish that
yeah, no,
never would
I
happen.
never,
Pray to God
I
that would never
never
happen.
heard of that before. That's cool that you guys do that. Of course, you're the first Canadian friend I've ever had too, so I wouldn't have known before you. But you know, that's cool.
Mitch. Of course, I pop in right when someone says 69. That was my number. It was the only biggest jersey they had. It went by number size, and the only biggest jersey they had was number 69. I wanted 13. They're like, bro, you're not fitting in a wide receiver jersey. I'm like, fuck. What is going on, that boy? All right, boys. Next question. I saw this one. I thought it was pretty funny. So they simulated the season on Madden 24. Dak Prescott ended up leading his number one seeded team plus MVP to the playoffs, but they ended up losing in the first round to the Jordan Love led Packers. Surprisingly, the Bucks made the Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield, but they end up losing to obviously the Kansas City Chiefs. So, quick little talk about that. What do you guys think? That's kind of funny. I laughed my ass off. They had
That
like
is
the defensive player of the year who won like the rushing title, and it was just it was hilarious. FYI, if anybody's wondering, not a single Eagle player name was to be seen. So take that for what it's worth.
That's because they hate.
Madden's a bunch of haters, though, bro.
Oh yeah. They don't like the color green.
ESPN's a bunch of haters. Every NFL network's a bunch of haters. They all hate the Eagles. Nobody likes talking about the Eagles. They like talking about Dallas, and I don't know what they all say about Jordan Love, but I think he's horrible or something. But that's funny as hell right there.
Yeah. Baker ended up throwing for close to 5,000 yards. It was like 4,800. Yeah. Well, he does have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, so I mean, take that for what it's worth. But
Okay,
still,
hold on.
Madden is on crack right now, bro. What the fuck?
I'll send the clip to you guys. I'll share it in the group chat. It
Crazy.
was fucking hilarious.
If Baker Mayfield gets 5,000 yards, bro, I will shave every ounce of hair on my fucking body from head to toe. I'm not even playing, bro. Like that. There's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no way.
No. He's lucky if he gets 3,000.
Bro, like I'm just sitting here wondering if Mike Evans can still crack 1,000 yards with this motherfucker throwing him the ball, let alone him getting 5,000 fucking yards in a Super Bowl appearance.
That's what halftime
Yeah,
said
that's gonna be hard. Like Mike, I imagine if you're a fly on the wall near Mike Evans, like he's like,
John.
fuck. Do you guys see my quarterback? Fuck. And they're like,
bro, listen, he got 1,000 yards with Mike Glennon as his quarterback one year. He got 1,000 yards with fucking Jameis Winston as his quarterback for 3 years, and Jameis ain't nothing really that special.
yeah, but Mike Evans is getting older.
I don't care. He still had over 1,000 yards last year, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's 9 seasons in. What makes you think he's going to fight the
he
Patriots?
also had Tom Brady, and Tom Brady was shit that year, but he still had Tom Brady.
That's 2 fucking years out of 10 years, bro. What about the first 8?
Look, we're talking about freaking Baker Mayfield, though. Baker
I know
Mayfield
that, but
sucks.
is Baker Mayfield not better than fucking Big Pants Glennon?
Yes.
Don't be rude.
I guess he
Halftime.
would be. I don't know anymore.
All right, then.
He's bad. He's
and
pretty
then
bad.
And then the one before that, wasn't it Josh Johnson or some shit?
Yes.
Like, who the fuck?
I don't know how he did it with Josh Johnson.
Who the fuck is Josh Johnson? Like, come on, dog. That's what I'm saying.
Josh Johnson.
So if he can get 1,000 with, dude, I will bow to Mike Evans if he gets 1,000 yards with Baker Mayfield. I will bow to
I will
that.
say this: if he gets 1,000 yards with Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans is the best. He'll be the number 1 wide receiver. Because I don't know how you would do it with that quarterback.
First off, I don't even know how Mike Evans isn't already the best wide receiver in the NFL. He's done it so quietly, bro. I mean, think about it. How often do you hear anyone talk about Mike Evans? Ever?
Nobody.
Never. No one. And this motherfucker has put up 1,000-yard seasons for 9 years straight, going on his 10th. Everyone wants to claim Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Justin Jefferson. Bro, Mike Evans has been doing this shit with nobody except for Tom the last 2 years. Oh, what? You want to take it all away because he had Tom Brady for his last 2 seasons? Come on.
Who was the one guy he had? The guy had so many interceptions.
That was Jameis Winston.
He had 40 interceptions and touchdowns.
No. He had 40 touchdowns and 40 interceptions. He was literally 0-0 at the end of the year.
Who was that?
That was Jameis fucking Winston, bro.
Oh, that's right.
He has 10,425 yards and he has 81 touchdowns.
In 9 years.
In 9 years.
Yeah, he literally has 1,000 more yards for longer than he's been playing.
And he's played 137 games. He has 10,000 yards.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. How that man is not number 1 on anyone's fucking chart right now is beyond.
And the fact that he's only a 4-time Pro Bowler too, like you said, AK,
Yeah.
and the fact that he constantly just keeps putting up 1,000 yards. Like his worst season is 1,001 yards. That's his worst season.
And who was that with? And who was his quarterback that year?
Oh fuck! I wish I could tell you. It was 2017.
What year was it? It was 17.
Yeah,
that was Glennon. I'm pretty sure that was Glennon and Winston in that era. That might have been Winston in his rookie year. It might have been his rookie year.
I think that was Winston.
Who was it?
I think it was Winston. But the dude's a beast. AK, you're right. The dude's a beast, and he should be a top 10 wide receiver, and he's not.
He's top 3. He's top 3.
Yeah.
Easy.
And nobody has him. Nobody has him at the top 10.
No.
They have everybody else.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. This dude is doing it quietly every year. No one talks about Mike Evans. No one. Hell, I think people forget Mike Evans even fucking exists. It's really ridiculous. But dude, I'm telling you, bro, this guy, he's a fucking beast. I mean, he's 6'4", 230 pounds, 6'5", 230 pounds, and he runs like a 4.4. He's a fucking monster, bro, and he's not slowing down. He's not. Like, I'm just telling you, bro. Watch it.
If Baker receptions to AK in 9 years, 683. So he's not a type of guy that lets the ball go out of his hands.
No. If Baker gets to the Super Bowl, it's because of Mike Evans. I'm just saying that.
Yep. If he catches the ball, he always will get more yards after the catch. And it's not one time that I ever seen Mike Evans when he catches the ball actually just go down. He don't just go down. He don't do that.
He keeps going. He keeps fighting.
He'll get more yards all the time. The dude's a beast. The dude's strong as hell.
So my last question for the night, boys, is the new NFL season is upon us. Who's your dark horse and who's your clear-cut favorite? Halftime.
Wait, dark horse player or team?
Team.
Team. Okay.
My phone's making the Cowboys don't exist. I love it.
Are we talking to go to the Super Bowl, or are we just talking playoffs?
Just like your team that you're rocking with that you think might go to the Super Bowl or have like a really good year, or a team that you think that might come out of nowhere and people are like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Dark horse. But look at it. They don't have the Cowboys, Eagles blank, Giants, Commanders. Cowboys don't exist.
Cowboys are blank.
Cowboys are frauds. That's what it says.
Right.
But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Jamar Chase that. Jamar.
Let's see. Dark horse. I don't think they're a dark horse, but I would go with Jacksonville.
Okay.
I would go with Jacksonville. And then
You motherfucker.
a clear cut would be I go Kansas City.
Yeah.
A clear
Good,
cut
Sean.
would be Kansas City.
Okay. AK.
Well, he took mine.
Sorry.
And you know what? I had a way better reason why, but I'll let him have it. Oh no, man, no. All I'm saying, dude, is that listen. Doug came in here second year, went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl for us, right? Goes to Jacksonville, first year, 9-7. What was he in year one in Philly? Does anyone know what his record was at the end of the year?
Was it 9-7?
I'm pretty sure it was 9-7. Okay.
Yeah.
Check that. It might have been 7-9, but I'm pretty sure it was 9-7. If not, either way, doesn't matter. But he was 9-7 in Jacksonville this year. Nick comes in first year. What was Nick? 9-7.
We were 7-9.
Right? He was 7-9. Okay, well, still, it's close enough. You're getting what I'm getting at here. Nick comes in, hits this year, 9-7. Doug's first year last year, 9-7. Nick goes second year to the Super Bowl, loses to Andy Reid. Okay. This year, Doug comes in, and they made it to the playoffs last year, and that team is really fucking good. Doug's in his second year in Jacksonville. He takes them to the Super Bowl.
Jacksonville they went 3 deep in the playoffs?
Yeah. They lost in the divisional.
Don't remind me.
So here's the thing. So Doug is in his second year in Jacksonville. Nick is in his third year. Doug and Nick meet in the Super Bowl, and Nick gets his first Super Bowl over the man who got us our first Super Bowl. End of story. It's just the stars are aligning, bro. I mean, I can only say it so many times. But my dark horse.
That would be the fairy tale of all fairy tales. If
Right?
Dougie P
It's lying.
goes to the Super Bowl and the Eagles meet Dougie P in the Super Bowl. That's like a fairy tale.
I'm telling you, bro, the stars are aligning. Look at the records. Listen, look at the records. Look at the years, and look at the success. They both reached the Super Bowl in year 2. One lost one, one won one. Doug's in his second year.
That nobody even liked their quarterback and took it in 1 year and took him into the playoffs, deep in the playoffs. That's crazy.
And listen, they got Calvin Ridley now. They fucking have Travis Etienne, which is amazing. They got good defense. I'm telling you, dog.
Yeah.
The stars
Bigsby,
are
a lot of
aligned.
people are sleeping on Hank Bigsby, and I think he's going to be a real good complimentary to Travis Etienne.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, right now, like I'm going and I'm putting my year bet down for the Super Bowl, Jacksonville Eagles. I know a lot of people aren't looking at that, bro, but that would be like the all-time fairy tale right there. It really fucking would, and I think it's going to happen because they have a good team. We have a good team. For the first time in Pat Mahomes' career, he finally doesn't actually have a wide receiver one. I mean, if you want to call Kadarius Toney a wide receiver one, but whatever.
He didn't have a number one last year.
Yes, he fucking did. He had Juju Smith-Schuster.
He's old.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people don't give that guy credit. They also had Nicole Hardman. Hardman was very good. Like they had wide receivers last year. Yeah, none of them were
Kelsey's a wide
Tyreek
receiver.
Hill.
Kelsey's a wide receiver.
Juju like 83 yards away from being the top of wide receiver list. I seen it somewhere. Where did?
You mean the tight end? Yeah, I think he just passed. What's his face?
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's 83 yards from Tony Gonzalez.
Wow.
Like he needed 83 more yards, and I think he passes. Like he gets Tony Gonzalez.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Like this is the first year he doesn't really have anyone. Like I get it. He hasn't had Tyreek Hill, but Tyreek Hill is literally one guy in 20 years. I mean, I think the last one that we've seen that was Tyreek Hill was Dante Hall in Kansas City, which is fucking funny that they had him too.
Yeah.
You know, the speedster of all speedsters. So, yeah. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
It'd be really weird if they got Jonathan Taylor when they had when they had Jamal Charles there. So it's like, and he's kind of similar to JT a little bit in the sense of how shifty they are and their ability to bust big holes in the small gaps. So yeah, it'd be crazy, right? Yeah, but yeah.
But all right, so since he took Jacksonville, man, I'm not going with that. I will go my dark horse with Seattle. I really love what Seattle has done, dude. Their defense is disgusting. They have two great young corners, dude. Their defensive line is good. They brought Bobby Wagner back. They still have Jamal Adams. They have three fantastic wide receivers in Lockett, DK, and Smith now. Jigma Smith. Sorry.
What's up, Adam?
Yeah. Hopefully it's not too long. You know what I mean? He might be out the first. What did they say? 3 weeks, right? 2 weeks.
Yeah,
3 weeks.
They're like we're hopeful for week 1, but we're like at best they're like probably week 3. But
yeah, but I mean, still, their two other wide receivers can hold that shit down for now. You know. I mean, hell, DK and Lockett alone can do nasty shit. So
what they've been doing, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely just all in football, Adam. Definitely, though, my dark horse would be Seattle. And obviously, my favorite's the Eagles. Shit, I'm not going to go against my team.
Now, if I was going with the Super Bowl, I want to see Cincinnati and the Eagles. Just because I want to see somebody become the next Jim Kelly. I want to see the Eagles whoop on them.
You are a bastard for wishing harm on him.
Come on, dude. You all see it. You know.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to meet them.
Mitch, yeah.
I don't want to meet Cincinnati, bro. I'm going to tell you why. You know, it's not as much as Joe Burrow as it is that wide receiving core. Like, dude, that wide receiving core is nasty, bro. Jamar Chase and probably the most underrated number 2 in all of football, T fucking Higgins. Dude, T Higgins is a monster, dude. He's a fucking monster. So, you know, it is. No, I love Pittsburgh, too. Listen, man, I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen, I'm telling you, Pittsburgh's winning that division. Watch.
No, I don't think they're winning that division.
Yeah, they are. Cincy will be in second, Baltimore third, and Browns fourth.
No, I think Baltimore is going to be out higher than everybody.
Nope.
Don't be surprised if 3 teams make the division.
Huh? If 3 teams make it from there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, It all depends on if Odell stays healthy and Lamar stays healthy. Because if they lose Lamar and Odell, they're fucked.
Yeah.
So I mean
And
that's
Buffalo, I think personally, Buffalo's fucked a little bit too because Diggs wants out. Diggs doesn't want to play for the Bills anymore. And after Stephon Diggs, it's like, who do they really got at wide receiver? Gabe Davis is gone. So
I gave up on the
But anyways,
Bills a long time ago.
this is the episode number 8 of the Gridiron Gazette. This is my boys, Philly Halftime and Eagles Uncensored. I really appreciate you gentlemen joining me again tonight for another episode. It has been fun. Next week, episode number 9. We're almost into the double digits.
We are on episode number 9. This is 9.
Right.
We
You're
are
looking at how many people in the chat.
double digits, 10.
Yeah. Next game, next match will be number 10. Yeah, I'm apparently too tired to talk now. So, but yeah, I appreciate everybody popping on. It's been fun.
Adam, call me over. I'll talk to you about the Trey Lance thing, bro. That's funny as shit. If you got time.
Yeah. We talked about it at the beginning. It's too bad you weren't here for it, Adam. Gotta get you on here, buddy. But yeah, Sean, later, bro. Mitch, later. Everybody have a great night. Boots and blunders by next shift. Yeah, no fucking doubt. Have a great night, guys. AK, halftime. Peace.
Yes, sir. Have a good